Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I'm going to be drawing a flower. This is Purpletop Vervain. I know, and you can see like all of them are going one direction. It's a really unusual flower. It's like a stem and it's just like a stalk. So you can see how tiny the flowers are. This whole thing is just absolutely wild, which is why I had to choose it. So for parts of a flower, I'll throw up an image if you want to sort of study that and look at that, and I'll link it, you know, the stamen, the anther, the petals, the sepals, the reticule. Like there's so much, the ovary, the style, the stigma, the pistil. There's so many different parts to an actual flower. And I feel like these just don't play along or subscribe to that. It's just wholly unique. And because they're so tiny and my colored pencils are really soft, so they're really good for blending, it means I have to constantly sharpen them to absolute points to get them to do what I need them to do for this teeny size. So this is going to involve a lot of sharpening today. So I've got out my serious brass sharpener. We're not messing around. Let's do some thumbnail sketches. We're losing bits. There's so much like leaf detritus and like bark dust and I don't even know plant bits in this sketchbook. It's amazing. Okay, so I mean there's just, it's a three-pronged deal, the one I have. Okay, there's a stem. I guess I wouldn't draw it that long because I need I want the label so we know what this flowering plant is. It can come at an angle so it's more exciting, enticing. Kind of draws your eye down into the label. Let's do a couple more thumbnails here. Getting to the very end of this book. There isn't much left. What's today, the 29th? Okay, yeah, we're winding down. That makes sense. Again, we could do top down. It's not really its natural state of growing. It's not like a trumpet. What is it, angel's trumpet? Where it's like, I'll throw in a picture, but the whole thing angles down. Like it looks like a bell hanging there. So I would draw angel's trumpet top down, but this, I don't know, this doesn't appeal. And then I could just do, if I just wanted to focus on the flowering portions, it could be an interesting statement piece that it has, you know, something symmetrical that goes all around the page, and the labeling's on the inside. So those are my options. I'm gonna do them like this, I think. And again, I'm gonna lose so many bits and pieces. This is such an unusual flower. Shout out to my neighbor. Thank you, neighbor, for letting me have a little piece of the flower you planted. I have cool neighbors. My neighbors all garden. Like they have beautiful gardens. We have parts that look good this year of our garden that people stop and photograph because they're like, wow, that's amazing. But I'm not going to dox myself, so I can't show you what's so amazing about our front yard, because then you'd be like, well, I can easily figure out where you live with that, because you really could. Okay, so that's way too wide for the stem, for sure. And I kind of pre-picked out some colors. I might just take the stem all the way down. Yeah, it's just a really banal plain stem. So I picked out my black. I'm going to need that for the shadow, for the value. I have sepia and a pencil extender. I have, who are you? This is mauve. Mauve is purple. The center of the flower is a deep red. So I have dark red for that. The tips of the petals, I'm going to use my ultramarine pink from Caran d'Ache. This is a luminescence. I have a little bit of my Van Dyke brown because that's what the stems are. And then the other color for the stem, I'm going to say is Carmine Lake, and that's a Caran d'Ache too. So it's a reddish brown. It's a lot of reds, it's a lot of browns. And then the really bright purple that's, it kind of skews, it skews a little pink on the camera. And that's okay. But I cannot sharpen my CB anymore unless I get out like an X-Acto knife. So we're just gonna have to work with what we have. I really want to use this color up this year. There isn't a lot left to it. So I think I might be able to. We'll see. Goals. Those are my goals. Using up all the things. So I could still eke out a little bit. I'm gonna use it till he's all done. And then I'll order more in the summer. Because that is how I divide up buying my supplies. I do paper in December for the year ahead. And then in the summertime, I buy all my mediums because that's when my itch to shop and browse really, really hits. I spend more money in the summer. So, I'm waiting for, what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for the Graphic Artists Guild handbook that has pricing. I think they're gonna have a newer edition come out in January. And so I'm going to pre-order that in December. And that will be part of my paper purchase. I really, the one I have is like volume 15, so it's their latest one is 16, so I buy every other one. I'll be buying 17, and it's quite a few years out of date at this point, but it's in really good condition. I take really good care of it. I'm really precious with it because it's a very large, wide spine. And there's no hardbound version you can buy. There's no library version, there's no hardbound version. And I'm gonna donate it. Our library doesn't have any of them on file, and we have a lot of artists in the community. So I'm just really, really careful with mine. I don't write in it. I don't dog ear the pages. I don't do any of the fun stuff, so that way I can donate it and it's in really, really good shape. Now, the question is, part of this is going to be in ink, so I might leave this one for ink. That's what I'll do. We'll have it asymmetrical where two of them are kind of colored. Or I cut it in half. I could cut this in half and have a portion of this be ink. Again, Carmine Lake is heavily staining it. Yeah, it doesn't lift. So I'm kind of married to that. Be really careful with what you lay down with some of these. You're stuck. You're stuck with what you've chosen. But yeah, this is a really unique flower. My neighbor grows really unique things, and I would love like carte blanche to like go through his yard and be like, I would like to film this and I would like to do this, but I respect him privacy, and he's a private dude, but he's got some saffron crocus. If you cook, some people put saffron in their dishes. It is, it's a corm? Yeah, I think it's a corm. It's not really a bulb per se. I think those grow in the desert of Iran. From what I remember, just test my plant knowledge. That's what this is. There's some plants that just absolutely enthrall me, and I have to deep dive into reading about them and learn about them because they're just so fascinating. They are. They're like triangle. Let me see that. They're like triangle shape bit chunks with a teeny flower. It's so unusual. I'm so here for it. I think the more unusual the shape and the more unique it is, the more fun it is to try and figure out how to draw. I get that some of it won't look realistic in a sketchbook. It may not even look good in a sketchbook, but the process is more enjoyable. The end result may not be, but the process is. So I'm kind of embracing the process because, again, botanicals aren't something I lean into or typically want to draw like all the time. Like, that's not a thing. And I kind of want to incorporate more into some of my stuff. And so I thought if I built up a confidence in creating and drawing, you know what I think I want to add? I might want to add a little bit of him in here. This is the raw umber, just for highlight in the shapes. Okay. Some of these, like, I think, oh, it'll just be 3 or 4 colors, and then like 7 colors later. I drew the Isabella tiger moth because I have the woolly bear in here, and the woolly bear is a caterpillar. It's super cute. And when it you know, goes into the chrysalis and it comes out, it's a Isabella tiger moth. So I thought I should have both iterations in my sketchbook. And that was way more oranges than I thought I was going to need. And that is from picture only because I could not get one on film, which is unfortunate. But this part of this challenge was me trying to get bits and pieces on film. And so that's been a challenge for sure. I wasn't sure if I would be able to do that at all. With some things, I had my doubts, especially with how rainy and stuff October has been. It's been pretty rainy. It's not rainy today, but this is the... It lulls you into a false sense of security. It's the calm before the storm. It's coming. That's what the rains do. So, I'll get one of these maybe knocked out on film, and it's just a relax and let's chat together, draw with me as we come to the end of Vlogtober, and it's been busy. It's been a very busy October. It's been a little busier than I had anticipated. Why is life always like that? You can try and try and try to plan and strategize and prepare for all the things, and life just goes, yeah, you know what we're gonna do instead. I hope you like emergencies and curveballs, and then life throws some of those at you. So yeah, it's been an interesting one. Let's do some of this sepia. It's really hard to color match when this is blown out so bad from my desk lamps. Sorry about that. And I've done Vlogmas in July. I probably should create playlists for all the different things I've done. And I just haven't. I have so many videos, and it's all time to cull, and it took me a while to figure out playlists. And then when I did, I was like, oh, I am so far behind on all the hundreds of other videos I haven't done that with. So I'll have to get it together at some point, so people can make their way around different things. And like has a red, it goes into a red like stamen type deal. And this one has a several. It's so unusual. Oh, I'm so here for it. Draw the weird things. Draw the fun things. Draw the things that shouldn't be humanly possible. Draw the things no one's drawing. Okay, these are all 3, 4, 5. They're all 5 petal? They all look 5 petal. Okay. That's easy to negotiate. They're so cute. They look like little stars. Miniatures. Miniature drawing is a lesson in patience. You really get to see how good your pencil sharpener is, how good your eyes are. Miniatures have their own set of unique requirements. Who is it? Oh gosh. Lorraine Lutz. She does like illustrations for ants. I'll throw up some of her stuff. She does absolutely like the best miniatures I've probably ever seen. They're a lot of fun. But like, she probably has a magnifying lamp is what I would guess for how she gets that done. Just because there's no way. I mean, I have magnifiers that I bought from Amazon. They're like 10, magnify 10. But I'm sure she has, since that's like her livelihood and that's her main jam, I'm sure she has an amazing like light up lamp. It isn't how I would do it. I mean, maybe for like a month challenge because I've done it before, but as a full-time thing all the time, I would like scream to stretch out. I'd be like, I long for an A4, which is a really weird thing to be like screaming for, you know? I don't know how people do it with all one medium or all one subject matter all the time. I don't know how people do it. I can't. I get itchy and crave another thing. Okay, my stuff's not quite dark enough. And I don't know how people do it. They're like, yeah, all I do is watercolor. I'm like, I love watercolors. Absolutely love them. But sometimes I just need some colored pencil, or I need some ink, like pen and ink. Nothing else will work when I'm craving that medium. They're like, yeah, just pick a niche and then everybody will know exactly what to expect from you. That's not gonna work. I'm fixing to do a trade too. So, please forgive me. I'm having some allergies right now. One of my friends is an artist, and I came to the decision that I just don't need my Copic markers. I have about a dozen, 12 to 15 maybe. I don't know. I should probably count them. Anyway, I haven't used them in like 2 or 3 years, and the last time I used them for like one illustration. They just bleed through everything. I hate how they smell. I don't like the price point. I never got good at the skill set of actually learning how to use them properly and dedicate that time to that. I just never did. So that's kind of on me. That's not on the pen. And so I'm going to trade. I'm going to see what she has in her inventory. And we're going to trade supplies. I don't think I'm going to do that on camera. Camera's a weird thing. YouTube's a weird thing. And you really have to like sign on for exposing your life. And a lot of people just aren't down with that. And a lot of folks are more private than they realize. Like, I'm more private than I realized. For all the attention of drawing and doing this publicly, I'm insanely private, which is weird. Because I'm such an extrovert. Like, I have no problem talking to people and chatting and stuff, but I don't know. Okay, let me turn off my desk lights and see how this looks. Look at my camera trying to adjust. It's trying to adjust. See, and this looks really... You can start to see that I was trying to get close. Okay, I'm gonna keep working on this. This is such an unusual flower. Imagine drawing it from this end and being like, you get to see the back of the flower. I mean, if you're doing a scientific study, showing the front, showing the back, having a side view to show that they all are going this way, like that would be very informational about this plant. It's so weird. I dig it. Okay, I will let you go. I've got to keep drawing. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.